Hello everybody. Welcome to a special edition episode of Gamers Without Borders. We're a little early this week, but we have some breaking news that we could not sit on until Saturday. We couldn't even wait for Oi to wake up, but we recently gained access to a press conference at the Microsoft headquarters in Redmond, Washington. A lot of other news sources may be talking about this soon, so we wanted to get it out ASAP. We're as surprised as you. We really didn't think our reviewers unknown would count as a legitimate news source.
But there you have it.
I guess maybe they thought we were associated with Channel Awesome, and even then, I don't know. Maybe there's just a clerical error. It doesn't matter. We were graced with information on the upcoming Microsoft system, the successor to the Xbox 360, the Microsoft Nova. We were unable to have any recording devices, video, camera, audio recording, anything. So the images that we're showing on screen right now are actual mock-ups that I made for my recollection of the product. Stuff that I made in 3ds Max, just from my own recollection of what the system looks like. What notes did you have, Ozzy?
What windows do I have?
What notes did you take? I'm looking through mine right now.
Oh.
And the press conference was so short, I was only able to take a couple of notes, but I was hoping maybe you got some of the stuff I might have missed. I do know that the lead researcher on the project is Tatsuya Yamamoto, which a lot of people may know as he was one of the two people responsible for developing the Sega Dreamcast, and he was also an employee of Microsoft at the time, or a former employee of Microsoft, I believe. He's the main developer in charge of developing the Microsoft Nova.
I was surprised to find out that there will be no discs required.
Yeah, there's no disc drive at all. It's kind of like the OnLive. It gets all of its games that it plays through an online service. So there's no discs required, or in fact, there's no disc slot at all. But they do say that it will be backward compatible with the Xbox and Xbox 360 games. So I guess they're going to allow a separate peripheral for reading old Xbox discs and, of course, DVDs. And I believe they are going to be putting Blu-ray in there. They're going to be biting the bullet, because I know they know Blu-ray is popular, and they're just kind of shooting themselves, because if people want to play Blu-ray, they have to buy a PS3.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
so in this case, they could just buy a Nova and they'd be able to play a Blu-ray.
I mean, they did originally say that if the Blu-ray format won it, they would consider adding it to the Xbox 360. They just haven't done that for whatever reason.
Yeah, I guess they were holding off for the new system. But the really impressive thing about this is that it's going to retail for $99.99, which is amazingly cheap for a system. That's even cheaper than the Wii.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
The system ships fairly bare bones. It comes with one controller. The Nova controller looks really similar to the Xbox 360 controller, except it has 6 face buttons, kind of like the original Xbox controller. So it has the 6 face buttons and the two bumpers and 2 triggers.
You know what else had 6 face buttons? The Sega Saturn controller.
Yeah, well, they had the original we had that on the Sega Genesis, the new Sega Genesis stuff as well. Yeah, they had 6 face buttons. But also the original Xbox had 6 face buttons with the weird black and white buttons, and I believe those are the other 2 buttons on the controller. So, because it is backwards compatible with all original Xbox games, so there's 2 generations of games that this system can play, which is very, very good in terms of backwards compatibility.
I think the most important thing to me being an achievement whore, is knowing that the gamer score is going to be maintained.
Yeah, the gamer score is going to be maintained, but the Nova has a separate account system that of course probably called Nova accounts. The 2 are linked, the gamer score is maintained, and for the people that are really achievement whores, you can actually buy achievement points now. The new system uses a system called Nova Points. When you switch over to the Nova, you can upgrade your gamer points into Nova Points, but the conversion rate is a lot different. It's 6 Nova Points is $1. So a lot of the games have like a totally different cost structure. Like a lot of the games are like 30 points, but you just kind of have to think about it a different way. And another really interesting thing about the game is they're going to allow, if you have an okayed account, like if you've linked it to like a credit card or a bank account, you can actually gamble your Nova points. that seems like a really I've never seen that before in a system like this.
Guess they're going one step further to making their points actually count as a world currency. I mean, I already thought it was funny that technically Microsoft points were more valuable than American money. If you think about it, one Microsoft point is worth more than a penny as it is.
Yeah, it's like a 1.25 cents or something. But and then the Nova points are worth even more. Because it's they're worth like 18 cents or something. I forget what the math of it is. But the Nova system, it seems to be going completely away from when Microsoft lost the format wars between a Blu-ray and HD DVD. I guess they just figured that the next war would not be between Blu-ray and anything. It would be between any sort of physical media and digital download. So with services like on live and everything, I think the Nova is just getting ready to take advantage of that. It has an internal memory, ships an internal memory of 500 gigabytes. Is definitely enough to keep all your games, but in addition to that, all your game saves are saved to an online server. So if you're just to go to like your friend's house, you don't even have to bring your gamer card over. You could just log on from their Nova and be able to play with them just with using your own character, and you wouldn't have to worry about saving your game or uploading your game or anything, which is a really neat feature.
Yeah, and I don't think it really should surprise anyone that we're heading towards the digital age. More and more companies don't want to have to deal with it, and they just cut the retailers out of the whole thing.
What the hell else do we have in our notes here? They talked about launch titles for the Nova, but I only got a couple of them down. Which ones do you have written?
I kind of mainly zoomed in on Darkstalkers 4 when I saw that.
Darkstalkers 4. Everybody's been asking for new Darkstalkers. We haven't seen one since the PlayStation. And a main series Darkstalkers game since the PlayStation. I think there were a couple on the PS2, and there's some on the PSP as well, I believe, right?
Yeah, and they had rumored that they were going to make a new one after the success of Street Fighter 4.
And we saw footage from it. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It seems to be based on the Street Fighter 4 engine. So yeah, Darkstalkers 4 is one of the Nova launch titles. We have Halo Rebirth, which is an HD collection of the first 3 Halo games. Sonic Blue Thunder, another Sonic game. Oh my! This one
we really need more of those.
Yeah, but this one actually seems kind of cool. In this one, Sonic has the ability to control time. So kind of like Prince of Persia or such. But so like if you miss a jump, you can actually reverse time and try again, which I think actually works really well for the series. Because as you know, I've not been a big fan of the Sonic series because it's just everything goes too fast, and if you screw up, you die and you have to start all over again. But if you have that kind of safety net where you can reverse time, I think that's going to work really well.
Yeah, for you anyhow.
Hush. Nova Riders, pretty simple. It's a kart racing game with Microsoft characters, and also
all 2 of them.
Well, the Microsoft characters and there's a couple of Sega characters as well, because Sega is working really closely with Microsoft on this. They're designing a lot of the third-party games for launch and just after launch.
And I guess since Microsoft owns Blue Dragon, they could probably squeeze in someone from that if they wanted to.
Yeah, but we didn't have any news at the conference whether they'd do anything for that. But the Yamamoto, he was one of the workers on the Dreamcast, so it seems natural that Sega would work close with them. There's also that talk of the Dreamcast collection on the Xbox, and then we got just that one game disc.
The whole 4 games.
Yeah, and people thought that might have been a bait and switch. I don't think they're done working with Microsoft though. I don't think Sega's done working with Microsoft
and all that was a repackaging of games they released on Xbox Live. So hopefully something more will come of it.
Yeah. A couple of other games that they're doing. The launch titles are also very friendly to indie systems. I guess since the Nova is very similar to a PC, it's very friendly with a lot of other indie game developers. So a couple of the launch titles that they're going to have is Cave Story HD, Spelunky HD. If anybody's played the PC game Spelunky, you know that Derek Yu has been working on the Xbox Live version. apparently that's why it hasn't been out yet, because he's been working on other tweaks for it, and so apparently Spelunky HD is going to be one of the launch titles for the Nova, which is freaking amazing. Spelunky is one of my favorite PC games ever. Everybody thought the Bit Trip series was done, but Bit Trip Burn, completely new announced game coming out for the Xbox or for the Microsoft Nova.
I admit I haven't played any of those, but I did see the trailer for Bit Trip Runner when I was on Steam, and I thought that looked amusing.
Yeah, and the character is playable in Super Meat Boy, which is neat. And the one that really surprised me the most as a launch title on the Nova, Minecraft. Minecraft is coming to the console. It just blows my mind.
I can't really comment much because all I know about Minecraft is from what I've heard from other people.
But people freaking love Minecraft. I mean, it does not, from the video they showed, it does not look that much different from the PC version. But being able to play it with other players, and then also on console split screen, that's kind of interesting, because sometimes you want to play with people that don't have the internet or whatever, and you don't have to worry about setting up a server or anything. Do we have any other news for this? They didn't have a date announced for a launch of the system, but they had a lot of other news. But that's basically all we have so far for the Microsoft Nova. Maybe other sites have news that we don't, but
who knows?
Do you have anything else to add, Ozzy?
Not really. I kind of either I already said everything I wanted to, or you already said what I was going to say for the most part. I mean, it was just kind of unveiling. They usually don't give you too much information right off the bat.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's fairly short, but it wasn't really a full episode, just sort of a special edition. So yeah, that's the Microsoft Nova. Stay tuned to our sites for more news. This is TZ.
So we are King.
And bye.